shape, over, and ass because it's not what I want to hear or not what I want to do. So that's an ongoing work in progress. I'm not getting an attitude over something that may not have went my way or something that may not went his way. That's an ongoing, after all these years,
But
that's
see,
an ongoing
you just said, I just made that,
process to deal with.
yeah, I just made that statement at the beginning.
But
People ask the question, give their own answer, and then blame the other. You
Right,
just gave an answer to your own question, then said, I said it. I did not.
right.
Because now, this is an interesting discussion here as far as a friendship in a football game. When if I got upset, because when I played in high school and a little bit of college, if I got upset about the racist referees at the time, because I played in the 60s and early 70s, and he said, well, you calling them racist? I says, yeah, because I've been told some really interesting things on the football field. But it's one thing is this: I was still focused on the scoreboard, and I'm still focused on the friendship, and I'm trying to scoreboard friendship. But the thing was, when I knew this referee made a bad call, I could not stop the whole game and argue with this thing and get him to change his mind. I have yet to see a referee change a call because of a player disagreed with him. That's not going to happen. So for you to say that I hold on to stuff, it's interesting when I know that I cannot. And this is one thing is about friendship. Listening and trying to understand what the other person is saying. Myself personally, I tell you how I deal with it. I deal with it. I get tired of it. I keep telling it sounds like I'm talking to this wall. I say, forget it. Give her some time and let it marinate on it sometime, and she'll figure it out. Now, reason why I brought up the football, because I had to, because there was another play, or it used to be a penalty. You can, all those who watch football or basketball, you can't sit there because that basketball is even faster. Mm-hmm. Now, when I sit, that experience that I have talking to you, getting upset over things, I can't. That's one thing is I have to say, I cannot sit here and get angry. Matter of fact, my brother and sister, we speak all the time. And for me to get angry and not speak to you for years, that's ludicrous. Yeah, that's ludicrous. That's stupid.
That is, for years, definitely.
Yeah, months. That's stupid.
And for months too, yeah.
So you understand.
Maybe a day or two.
Yeah. Maybe a day or two. But see, you can see that we changed some few things, but I highly recommend keep it within a 24, and we strive for that. But since we've been 45 years, sometimes we get a little lazy.
But let me just say this: what we're saying is, our relationship. By no means we're like experts just because we've been married for 45 years. So what we're talking about is our experience.
Hold on.
We don't expect our relationship to be like yours, and we don't expect your relationship to be like ours.
No.
So everybody's relationship is what they want it to be and what they,
She said it.
Be willing to deal with.
We're sharing our relationship.
Right.
We're hoping you get some modification or something figured out because we are. She happened to be you have a sociology degree, a business administration degree. Mm-hmm. I have a business administration, computer science. And the kids got politics, psychology, all kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. But anyway, that's a different dynamics in that family. So whatever your family's like, that's your version of a family, and we support that. And see, I keep this in mind, man. I don't wake up next to your wife because you probably shoot me, and and I don't expect you to waking up next to mine. So if you understand what I'm trying to say is this relationship, we're talking about what we know about each other.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And this is what makes our relationship works.
And another thing, you say our relationship, sometimes what we perceive, sometimes what I perceive him as being, he'll say, no, I'm not. And sometimes when how he perceives me, it's like, how do you come up with that? I don't get it. So it's weird to me, how he can come up with things that it's like, where did that come from? I don't know. But then, like I said in another video, how they feel and how they see things is valid for them, even though we may not see it or understand it.
Okay, in a friendship, reason why we are comfortable sitting here talking about that, because one of the things that was real important is listening to one another. Because
Right.
when I'm
Right.
sitting here
Listen.
listening to
Right.
my wife,
Right.
that's why I will call her on it, and
Call me.
hopefully women that I call her on it. But if you feel that I'm demeaning women, I apologize for that. But it's not. But you got to say what the truth is, and sometimes the truth hurts.
Yeah.
But still, I've learned from my wife. Uh, yes, come with the truth, but find the right words. To
Oh
tell
yeah.
tell my friend. Uh, that they're breasting. I mean, I'm sorry.
Sometimes it's challenging to choose the right words
Yes.
because words can be tricky. They can offend. They can be misunderstood.
Yes.
So you just, I don't know. You just have to keep trying.
Yeah. So this particular person here, when he says another thing too, I didn't put it on here, but friends, I'm the type of person that's not really looking for a friend. Friend seems to find me, and if I really like building that relationship, I'll do it. If I'm not, I try to keep my distance and let it go in the sunset. But my wife has a different perspective on friendship. And when it comes down to friends, I know over time. Well, I say this. This is the good news. This is the good news, and then she's going to say something. This is the good
Oh
news.
my
She
goodness.
finally said something that she has friends, and here it is, 40-some years later. But that's who she is, and she'll talk about that because friends.
It's a sensitive subject with me and makes me emotional because I don't know want to talk about this because it makes me emotional
Why not?
because I get emotional about it.
It's okay.
But I'm grateful that I had opportunity to later on in my life to meet people that I consider friends because I didn't always have people that I consider friends. So that's all I can say about that right now.
So yeah, you see, you can kind of see that it is a sensitive subject, but now you see what kind of a person I am. See, I keep pushing, trying to push the button, trying to say.
Oh, but let me
But
just say this too. Excuse
what?
me. One thing about friends growing up, uh, people would. I wasn't like a communicator, so that's probably one reason why I didn't have friends. And it's not because I didn't want friends. Learning how to be a communicator was a challenge for me. It's still a challenge. I don't say I have it down pat now, but communicating with people is not that I didn't like people. It's like I didn't always know what to say. Even raising my children, like they talk about now that I didn't teach them or talk about them about sex. So I still to this day I feel bad about that because maybe they would have made some different choices in their life, but it's not that I didn't want to. It's like I just didn't know how to do it. So I failed in that area as a
But
parent, communicating with them.
see that we saying, well, how is this? We sat down and we thought about the friendship. One of the things is that I'm hoping that you see by example by us opening up and talking to you, and if you sit and listen to what we're trying to say, uh, being judgmental of your friend. It's here. Um, we as human beings, we have a tendency to be very judgmental, so we have to
Yeah.
be careful of the words.
Yeah.
So I've learned how to deal with that. And it's like another friend I'm thinking about. It's a very close friend. You have to have this attitude that you want to get in and set something right. And myself personally, if I had a choice of a person that I was madly in love with, and I had another person that I was real close friends, I would choose to marry the friend before the one I so deeply in love with. Because once you get behind and you find these things that we're talking about, you may be in love with the devil. So, yeah, and I use that word strongly because women are very complex. They're human beings. They have their rights, and they want to be loved. That I've learned, and I get it. Now, if we sat down and let weigh here in America how what a person's success is by how much money they look and how beautiful
How much
she
money they
looks.
make, you mean?
Yeah, how much? What did I say?
They look, how much money
No, how
they
much money they make. I'm sorry. How much money they make? You know, what kind of car they drive, what kind of house. You know, does my wife have? You know, is she was that old saying? You know, is she got the right proportion breasts and hips and you know all that stuff. But I'm saying she needs to have the right proportion of trust, judgment, listening,
Integrity,
two-way
dependability,
integrity.
yeah.
Yes, that's my friend.
Yeah.
You know, I'll take that over a woman that is 10 that may slither out of hell as far as I'm
Oh
concerned.
my goodness.
So, no, that's the way it is. You know, you're sitting here just like a new